I'm a technology consultant, mostly in the branding and marketing area. Plus, I teach at Mount Royal University and working with them there to pretty much revolutionize the marketing program so that we can bring students who are really talented into this ecosystem and help really great technology companies and others commercialize and be the global concerns that they could and should be. So that's my mandate, and I've devoted about 6 years of my life so far to working with them and doing that. So.
Yeah, and you're working on a paper right now.
Working on a paper. I'm doing
yeah.
a PhD studying innovation policy in Canada and how we can help entrepreneurs be innovative. Because I think there's this forgotten type of entrepreneur in Calgary and in Canada in general. And I think we're just coming to that realization, so I think it's a really good time to be researching that.
Yeah, and you touched on a word that's near and dear to my heart, which is ecosystem.
Absolutely.
Right, and I think that there is people trying to replicate the Valley model or the Silicon Alley, Boston, New York model, and we talked earlier about the responsibility around the all or nothing play, spray and pray, and I'm not a fan of those models. I get that there is some workability in there, and there are some few successes that hopefully pay for the rest of the experimentation. But I think that there are other ways to do it, and that's where you and I started to intersect.
Yep.
And where, this sounds really self-serving, but Podium Ventures is really looking at how do we make that model workable? How do we build something where investors and entrepreneurs can invest, experiment, grow, but yet it can create profitability, not for the sake of profitability, not for the sake of we just landed the next Google, because I don't get that there's a reality there for everybody to participate in and be successful with.
Well, you were at the same Accelerate Alberta conference I was at this summer, right? And remember, the person stood up and said, why is it that Americans dream of becoming the next Google, and why is it that Canadians dream of selling to the next, selling to Google?
Right.
And everybody laughed, and I stood up and said, wrong question. Why is it that anyone would set up an ecosystem based on that model of I'm going to sell and go big, or I'm going to become big? Because the reality is most entrepreneurs, the average age is 35. It's usually 8 to 10 years to make a successful venture, from idea to actually being a successful venture. And there's honor in doing that. You're contributing to your community, you're being innovative, you're changing your ecosystem and your marketplace, but somehow that's not good enough. If you're not the equivalent of an NBA or an NHL superstar, suddenly you're not good anymore. Like when did that happen?